as they wander along, old ruins where fears have grown, eyes that watch from ancient stone, whispers chill right to the bone. Gothic castles rise in the night, ghostly figures glide out of sight, wolf howling under pale moonlight, darkness creeps and grabs too tight. You have fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt. Fog curling through cobblestone streets, footsteps echoing heartbeats, vampires hunt their nightly feast, lurking monsters are released. Silent scream in a sepia dream, melancholy miles downstream, no one's safe or so it seems, worlds unravel at the seams. You have fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt. Fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt.
All right, man.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We back, man.
Hello.
It's episode 6, EuroCrypt, the Day of the Dead edition. We got Alpha Romero with us tonight, man. What's going on?
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to this. I like talking about Romero. That's what I do on my channel every week, all the time.
Yeah.
365, 52 weeks a year. But any chance I get to come on and talk about other horror films and other stuff that I love to talk about, I'm always down. So thank you very much for having me, guys.
Yeah, man.
No worries, man.
Yeah, we were planning, like, we were talking about it. It was like, man, we got to get Alpha on for the zombie stream.
Absolutely, yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. But yeah, tonight, man, we're going to be talking about Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, 1974, Zombie 3, 1988, and then 28 days later, 2002/2003, came out in the States, 2003, but 3 different eras of the zombie.
Yeah, you couldn't even pick more different films if you tried.
I don't think so.
No, you could.
It's like an evolution of the zombie genre here. We're going to start in the early 70s, go through the 80s to the late 80s, all the way up to the early 2000s. I think it works out well.
Yeah.
We're covering a lot of ground here.
Yeah, man. We get to go.
I think certainly in 2 of them, you can see the Night of the Living Dead. You know, that's a big sort of film they draw off. But yeah, even the endings, which we'll come on to as well on some of them. But
yeah, man.
Yeah, looking forward to this one.
Hell yeah. But man, if y'all not subscribed to Alpha Romero, man, do it now. I got the link in the description to his channel, and
Appreciate it.
also got the link to Dead Pit in the description on my channel, but we're on Dead Pit too, so it's, you know, it gets a little confused.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna check out, see who's in the comments right quick before we get started. You got Gore Guts in here. Zombie flesh eaters are going to eat you.
What's up, man?
We are going to eat you.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about Zombie Flesh Eaters 2. Part 2.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, the whole series of movies is a little confusing, but
yeah,
It is once you hit 3, 4, and 5. I've never
Yeah.
seen 4 and 5 actually, but it's got me wanting to now.
I haven't either, man. I've only got to 3, but yeah.
I've seen 4 and 5. 4 is meh, and 5 is I wouldn't even worry about watching that one.
Okay.
I don't think
Okay.
you're missing much.
Which one's Killing Birds? Is that 4?
4 is After Death. 5 is Killing Birds, I believe.
5 is Killing Birds. Okay.
Yeah.
I
got the-
definitely want to watch them just out of curiosity. I think.
Yeah, definitely you can check them out. But it's been a long time since I've seen those. But I remember, like, when I saw Zombie 3 for the first time, I loved it. Spoiler alert, still kind of love that movie after rewatching it
Yeah.
again yesterday. But 4 was like, it's not great, but it's not terrible. And 5, it was just like, oh man, this is not what I want. Not what I want in a zombie movie, but
Right.
We got the mayor in here. Time to enter the crypt. Hell yeah. Man.
Hey, what's up, man?
We got Texas. Welcome to the panel of pain.
It's up
Nice one,
Tex.
Tex.
Appreciate it, Tex, man. Yeah, Stukas Dive.
Stukas. There's my boy Stukas.
I was
Okay,
going to
awesome.
say that's a new one for us.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Stukas is a good dude. He's a lot of fun on my streams in the chat. So there's no telling what the hell he's gonna say tonight.
Oh, it's cool, man.
Yeah, nice, man.
Let's see. Radhammer. I would recommend that Japanese horror zombie ass.
That's the one Dead Pit, I think, reviewed.
Yeah, not too long
Right.
ago, they actually ended up liking it a lot.
That's
Right.
crazy. That is crazy.
Let's see. Gore Gut says definitely the 2 are much better than the 1.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think we know which ones.
Yeah,
No.
probably so. I
don't
mean,
think
depends on
that's
it's all
bad.
subjective, right? I mean, depends on what you're in the mood for.
Yeah, yeah.
Vanderhoff,
It really
what's
does.
going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Vanderhoff?
Yeah. But man, I guess we get into Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, aka Sleeping Corpses Lie. Yeah, this is the one I got. The standard edition, Synapse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get that one.
I should have. I mean, I can always go back and get it. That steelbook, that nice steelbook, the Synapse, because I love this fucking movie. I do, absolutely.
I do too.
Yeah.
Because these damn zombies are like, I don't know, man. They're ghostly almost, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and they got like superhuman strength and shit, and the whole thing, how they bring other. We'll get into it a little bit, but like putting blood on somebody's fucking eyelids, and they fucking just
And somehow wakes them up. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
great. man.
We'll just go with it. We'll go with it.
But yeah, I was trying to remember all those names of the damn movie, man. It's what is it? Do not profane the sleep of the dead.
Right. Yeah.
Never heard that
Valley
title.
of the Dead. I mean, it's got a ton of cool names. The only name I really don't like is Don't Open the Window. I don't like that fucking name.
Right. It was called.
It's one of those don't movies, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Don't
called.
go down to
Breakfast.
the basement. Don't open the window. Don't open the
Yeah.
door, you know.
Yeah. It was called Breakfast at the Manchester Morgue as well, which makes no sense
I don't like that
at all.
Yeah, that's
I
Uh,
think my favorite is The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue. I don't know what y'all think. But
Yeah, I'm a fan of that title.
Yeah.
I like it. Sounds so. It took me years and years to finally see this movie. I watched it the first time probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, actually.
okay.
And for some reason, every time I would hear the title "The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue," I just thought it was like a Hammer horror film or something. Like I didn't know too much about it, didn't really look into it too much. I just thought it was a Hammer film or something. But then I heard more and more people talking about it over the years. I guess Synapse, when they released it, and hearing people that I trust talk about it and really put it over, I've decided to finally check it out. And you know, it's probably in my top 10 favorite non-Romero zombie films now. I mean,
Okay.
it's up there. Like I something about this movie, like first of all, it's the ultimate Euro horror film. It's a
Right.
Italian produced, directed by a Spanish filmmaker, shot and set in the United Kingdom. Like it covers the gambit in terms of like Euro horror, and it's just
Right.
it creates this weird, I don't know, vibe to it that it's hard to put your finger on. It's hard to explain, but I fell in love with it first time I saw it.
Yeah, man. It's got the damn like the pulse pounding, like the growl with the wind and shit.
Mhm.
And it's like you hear that noise of but it's in the music too. Like you hear that noise of that machine. It's like this ecological machine that's
Yeah.
supposed to be fucking killing insects, but it's somehow raised somebody from the dead. I kind of don't understand that exactly. Like, you know, like
There's
the one
definitely
dude gets
some
raised. I guess he's got to be freshly dead. I don't know. But
there's definitely some iffy plot moments in terms of like how it's all happening, but
yeah,
they kind of explain it in that. So the way that it's killing these insects is that it's turning the insects against each other to where they're
right,
starting to devour each other, and they just fight each other and kill each other off. And that's kind of what happens with, you know, the living dead coming back and attacking the people and being extra aggressive, you know,
right.
superhuman strength and shit like that. But in terms of like, I don't know, you mentioned the fucking blood on the eyes. Like it's when he touches him on the eyes. Like I don't know how that brings him back, but it does. But
It's fucking killer though.
yeah, who gives a shit? It's cool, you know.
It's killer, man. I got a clip. I'll play a clip right quick, man. So, I mean, yeah, I'll go ahead and just play a clip of Here we go. It's Edna's first encounter, one of the protagonists of the film, so with a zombie. So, you know,
Right.
that's no
the
doubt.
sound. The sound is intense. Like that
Yeah.
score, for one, it's got that very like Italian Prague sounding soundtrack at times, but then at times it's really experimental and really just unnerving at times too. Like you said, when it's incorporating the sound of the machine and stuff into it. Yeah. That's a perfect example of that.
Yeah,
That's
man.
first scene as well is completely lifted from Night of the Living Dead.
No doubt about it.
I mean, it's got to be a homage,
Yeah.
as quite a few scenes later on in the film will become as well.
Well, I was watching a documentary on Jorge Grau, the director, and he was saying that that's somebody brought him the idea, said they wanted a Night of the Living Dead film in color, you know. So as far as visuals go, man, this dude, he was like an artsy fartsy kind of guy, you know, but when he come and did this, man, he's done another movie that I need to check out. I don't know if y'all heard about it. It's from 1973, Legend of Blood Castle.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. I've never seen it. He did one as well called Violent Bloodbath, which is kind of a little bit like a giallo film. I was reading up on.
Yeah.
But you've got to get into like. Go on, sorry, Dirk. What was you going to say?
I was going to say the Legend of Blood Castle is about Elizabeth Bathory, the Blood Duchess of Czechoslovakia. She killed like 650 virgins and bathed in their blood. Like that's a real thing that happened. And anyway, that film's based. The other film he made it like a vampire film too, though. I need to check that film out anyway. But.
Yeah. I was going to say, you coming onto the cast of this film as well is superb, because you've got Christina Galbo, who plays Edna. I think everyone sort of into these films knows she was in What Have You Done to Solange, and The House That Screamed is probably her biggest role. I think probably her best role, that film, but this is not far behind.
This one, also, I'm sorry, I ain't trying to.
No, go on.
In this one, she don't have much of a voice. In this one, it's
right.
I mean, she does a great part, but I mean, I highly recommend The House That Screamed, though. If y'all haven't seen that one.
Man, Arrow brought that out a year or two ago, and it's superb.
It's from '69, right?
Yeah, proto. Yeah. I suppose you could call it a proto slasher, but it's got giallo elements. It's got everything.
Gothic.
Ray Lovelock, though, I got to mention as well, plays George in this, and maybe George again. Maybe might be a nod to Romero. Probably.
Could be.
But I think this is one of his best roles as well. And he was in everything. He was in Fulci's Murder Rock. He's in Private Crimes, Last House on the Beach, Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man, Autopsy, Almost Human. The list goes on. I think he kind of kills it in this role. He plays this kind of obnoxious guy, doesn't he, at first?
He's obnoxious, but but when shit hits the fan, he's a solid dude. You know
He
what I mean?
shows he's a good dude, yeah.
Yeah.
As the film progresses, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be pissed off too if you got your motorbike ran over. You know?
Right.
Yeah. I think she got off pretty easily, just giving him giving her. I guess that's how it turned out. Him giving her a ride, but yeah, he does a great job in this. I like the fact that he's a likable hero. That by the end of it, when what happens, I don't want to spoiler alert to anybody, but you are just kind of like, damn, like damn, that sucks. But he does kind of get his revenge in the end, I guess. But
and you're like, damn, they went there. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
and there were quite a few moments of damn, they went there in this movie, because I mean, we're talking 1974. This is pre Dawn of the Dead, pre slasher era, and just some of the guts getting ripped out, some of the gore in this movie is way ahead of its time.
Yeah, Giovanna De Rossi, right?
Yeah. This was on the Video Nasties list as well for a long time.
I imagine.
So it was kind of hard to get hold of in the UK. I've only recently just come to this film. I did watch it a few years back, and I can't remember much about it, but I did log it on Letterboxd. But this time I went back fresh, and I really ended up enjoying this one. But you've got Arthur Kennedy as well. He plays the inspector. He's got this awful like Irish accent.
Yeah.
But he kind of kills that role as well, because him and Ray Lovelock's character kind of, lock heads a few times, and
he's kind of playing that. He's kind of playing that George C. Scott role to me. Like, that's what he reminds me of. Something like that.
The asshole type cop.
Yeah.
He's overly an asshole, man. Like, big time.
Like, over to the point where it's just like, why? Like, why are you being so mean to these poor people all of a sudden? Like, he's
like, yeah, fucking hippie, that shit, like.
He's still stereotype of what an American police officer or whatever, like what a European would imagine, like this strong, stiff upper lipped American detective would be like, just like no nonsense, like I'll slap you around if I need to. Like I liked him in this. He does a really good job in this.
I'm gonna show another clip now, but the director Jorge Grau, he said that he remembered like this. I thought this was fucking crazy too when he's talking about this. He said that his mother would tell him to go to bed at night, or the dead would come and get him. And she said that they would come and grab him by his feet. So this gave him the idea for this scene that I'm about to play. So I was like, holy shit.
Get up that ladder as fast as you can. Move. Hurry.
That shit right there where they're grabbing the feet and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that effect, he said, was like they put that guy, what's his name? Fernando Hilbeck, that lead zombie, the main, the craziest looking one of. They put him on like
Guthrie.
Plank. They put him on this plank and a crane and lifted him up one shot. Like, that's how they did it. I was like, fuck.
One of the interesting things, and I think you talked about it in that documentary I think you were talking about, because it's the same documentary. It's on this version. I watched some of that yesterday, and one thing he pointed out, and I didn't realize it until he pointed it out, and it's kind of brilliant, is that he didn't want any jump scares in this movie, like no boo moments. Everything was just played straight, and I think that something about that's really effective in this movie, like the way that there's no jumping out at you, there's no jump scares, it's like all right there, just that slow creeping, like you're there for the entire thing, like you're seeing it all coming at, like I think that's really smart and really effective, the way that he made that decision to do that.
Yeah, it's all atmosphere, it's all this impending dread just coming for you, like you said. It's just, it's great, man.
It takes a good 40 minutes as well to really ramp up the action, but I love all the slow build up. It's just of its time. But I can understand why kids of the day would just kind of fast forward the first half hour or so. But no, man. I was going to mention the subplot early on as well about the sister. And
Yeah.
he kind of turns it on his head because we think that her husband is kind of the controlling, manipulative one. But then we find out she's on drugs and it kind of flips on its head. And there's not that many characters in this, really, is there? In the
No.
whole film.
Uh-uh.
So, but what we do have, like, it's very character driven, the first, say, 40 minutes, which I like. And the sense of isolation, we're going to see that in a couple of the other films as well. But this was actually all the early scenes in the town was filmed in Manchester, England.
Mhm.
But all the kind of stuff on the moors and, all like in the open was in Derbyshire, a place in, like they call it the Midlands. It's like halfway through the UK. But it's nice to see, the UK back then. I always like watching the London.
A lot of locations.
London turns up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I
beautiful
was like-
locations too.
I know you'd know more about all that, Darren. Like you're over there, But
Yeah, it's like American
like
Werewolf
5
in
different
London,
places, right? And in
Go
like
on,
5
sorry.
different locations.
With this film.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they like the Peak District as well. I think some of it was filmed. There are videos on YouTube where guys have gone back and they've literally gone back to all the old locations.
Yeah.
And that's worth watching if you're interested in that type of thing, like Sean Clark does. But no, this is kind of, if I had to put it like with sort of ranked in terms of zombie films, it would probably just creep into my top 10. But there's so many good ones, before it, I would say.
Yeah, it'd definitely be in my top. It'd probably be in my top.
Maybe creep in. Yeah.
It'd definitely be in my top 10. I don't know. I'd have to. I need to reevaluate that sometime.
Yeah, I just recently did a list with some pretty interesting choices. I have a weird taste in zombie movies. I'll express that in a minute when we get to our next movie. But but yeah, I love this movie. The first time I saw it, I've seen it, I don't know, 3 or 4 times in the last year and a half or so. And it's funny. It's interesting that you mentioned that the filmmaker had done a somewhat giallo type films before this, because to me the first half hour or so of this movie feels a lot like a giallo film, like the moment, like the detective interviewing, trying to find out who killed this guy, and even though we know that she's telling the truth, like it's played out kind of like a giallo. It's kind of like kind of like a detective mystery almost. And I think that's an interesting way to start out a zombie film. Like it's a different way to start out a zombie type film. Another thing that really stands out to me about this movie is the performances of the 2 female leads. Something about, to me, it's some of the best acting, like when they're in that moment of shock and they're just like, just at their wits' end. Like that's brilliantly acted on their part. Like it's 100% believable, because you're like, especially when not Edna but the sister Katie, when Katie's sitting there and she's being interrogated and she's got the tea and she's just shaking and she's just got this look on her face. I mean, she looks like somebody who's about to just break the fuck down and never come back type of thing. So those 2 aspects were brilliantly acted, in my opinion, on their parts.
Definitely, man. And something else is crazy though. Like these zombies, they can't be photographed like a fucking vampire.
Yeah,
and they're super strong and they can't die. Like you can shoot them in the fucking head. Good luck. The only way they can really die is fire. It's crazy. But, yeah, it's just. I don't know, man. It's a great one, though. If you've never seen it.
And one of my favorite quotes in this movie, it cracks me up every time, was when George drops Edna off at the gas station, when she's kind of in shock, drops her off at this gas station, and it's the woman and the special needs girl, and the woman brings her in, sits her down, and she starts telling the girl, she's like, "Oh, get her something to drink, quick, get her something to drink." And she goes and starts getting her something. She reaches for the bottle of whiskey. And she's like, "No, not. I said water, not whiskey. She may not have any money." It's hilarious.
Yeah. And they played as Scottish as well, and their accents are awful, man. Or certainly the mother.
Okay.
There's all these different. That's what's so weird about the film. There's all these different accents thrown in. I don't know. Is there an Italian track on your Blu-ray that you got?
I didn't check that because it automatically plays it in English.
Right.
So
I
Yeah, I've
didn't
only
have
heard the
that
English
option on
dub.
the DVD. Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
have the Italian option.
Let's see. I'm gonna catch some of these comments right quick. Let's see. We got hold on. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. Vanderhoff says, "How does this compare to the Tombs of the Blind Dead?" It's a lot different, way different. I love both those, by the way. A way different film though. Like
I probably like this one a little bit more than Tombs, but a
I
lot
can't.
of people do
Yeah,
try and convince me to like Tombs of the Blind Dead. I just found it a little slow all the way through.
it is. I
Um,
dig that shit though. Like I like that whole atmospheric gothic type setting. That
yeah, it's like I prefer Ghost Galleon in that set. I've not seen the Return of the Evil Dead. I don't think I've seen the second one.
I've
but,
seen all four of
yeah.
them. I got that set back here, by the way. I like them. I like all of them. So,
I've actually never seen
but I
Tombs of the
love
Blind Dead.
Tombs.
So
What's that?
I've actually never seen Tombs of the Blind Dead.
Oh man, it's great. It's
Is it
way
one I need
different.
to catch up
Way
on?
Yeah, way.
Go in with expecting a slow burn, though, and I think you'll like it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got a whole different story behind it. Like, I'm trying to think of what the hell they're called. Knights Templars
Yeah.
is what it's wild. It's a wild ass story.
Okay.
But let's see. I kind of like Let Sleeping Corpses Lie. Yeah, like I said, I like all the titles except Don't Open the Window. I think that's like, I don't know.
That's
who thought
just
of that
generic,
shit.
isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds like a Hail Mary like way to
Yeah.
sell the movie. It's like, let's just make it one of those don't movies. That seems to be
Yeah.
selling right now. Like, don't
Right.
open the window. Let's go with that one.
We got Live Style Rewind. What's going on? Hey, Dirk and dudes. Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on?
One of the dudes tonight. All right. How you doing, Liv?
Damn, that sounds intense. Yeah. Talking about
There's
that
definitely some
scene.
intense moments in this movie for sure.
It really is. The suspense, the build up of the suspense, man, is.
Now, would you? I don't know. Maybe some Herschel Gordon Lewis stuff, maybe that I haven't seen. But is this the first time in cinema history that we've seen a woman get her tit ripped off?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Probably
That's the $1 million question tonight, damn it.
I would say, I was just guessing. I would probably say no. Like if I think about world cinema, right?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's probably the first film where you see a baby kind of rip the eye out of a nurse.
Yeah,
I know we don't actually see that, but we see
that
that.
after, yeah.
But that scene is crazy as well. You got that
That's
little
pretty
baby
wild.
just covered in blood, and
Yeah. You got babies going crazy and the dead coming back to life from the same damn eco machine or whatever. It's wild. And you know, let's see. How is Murder Rock? Oh man, I love Murder Rock.
I love Murder Rock.
I mean,
Just,
I don't love it as much as Darren loves it, but you know, it's pretty up. It's high up there.
It's just cheesy. That's another one. If you just expect a cheesy slasher, then you know, with lots of breakdancing and shit, and yeah. That's the one.
And Sydney Eubanks' question: what horror movies has the best and worst blood curdling screams? Oh,
Tenebrae would be one, I'd say.
Nickelodeon, definitely.
Yeah.
This one has a pretty good one here. I'll play this one right quick. It's right here. Just her whole reaction to. I mean, she's a great actress. So.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to rank. I'd say Barbara Steele too, man. She's got a great scream.
I saw Jimmy mention it down here, and it's one that I watched here not too long ago. But Burial Ground, some of the screams in that one are just so over the top. Like it's just like, God Almighty, I don't want to hear any more of this screaming. It's just like wall to wall screaming at times.
Burial Ground I love, but it's hard to tell if that was made as a satire or apparently from all accounts it was played as a straight horror film or like zombie film. That's definitely in my top 5. Well, probably in my top 3, Burial Ground.
Yeah,
it's
Barrel
it's
Ground's
it's,
great.
it's an interesting one for sure. Like it's yeah, it's a fun one. Fun, I guess, and it is, you know, subjective, but to me, it's a fun movie. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's fun as hell. Yeah, it's fun as hell. How about that damn bundle, man? Look, here I got this.
You
shit
got the
right
pillow and all sorts of shit.
here. This son of a bitch.
Yeah, Peter Park pillow. Imagine waking up to that, man.
Best casting decision in film history. I'll tell you that.
Oh god, absolutely, man. Best character in
Peter
film
Park.
history, I would say. Yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
Gates of Hell comes to mind. Yeah,
Mm.
it does. It kind of reminds me of Gates of Hell, like with the. I mean, not exactly, but some of that sound with the
Yeah.
wind and the growling and shit, and the
Mhm.
and that scene with the blood coming down the tomb like that, and that hand. That shot though, I didn't have it in the clip, but that shot where it shows that head, you know, when he goes up the ladder and he looks and he sees that dead
Oh
person.
yeah.
That shit looks real to me.
Mhm.
It
Yeah, I mean
looks
the effects in this movie for 1974. I mean the effects are pretty
Yeah.
fucking top notch. Still hold up today, I think.
Yeah. Let's see. I skipped a bunch of comments. Got Adrian James. What's going on?
What's up, Adrian?
What's up, man?
Stukas Dive. I think of Threads 1984 when I think about the UK. Yeah, Threads is a fucked up movie.
Man, that is so fucking depressing, that film.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I love it though. Actually, I got it in my collection.
They
but
showed us that in school and we were fucking completely freaked
Wow,
out.
they
by
showed
it.
you that in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Hey,
were
I
watching
that
Remember
wouldn't
the
go today.
Titans in school. Y'all were getting to watch the good shit.
Damn it.
That was rare though to watch something like that.
Yeah, Jimmy says Tombs of Blind Dead has some of the coolest looking zombies ever. Definitely.
Yeah, it's got great atmosphere, that whole series.
They're kind of like a mixture between a zombie, a mummy, and a vampire. It's fucking weird. But anyway, so damn. Let's see. What I'm trying to see.
I know we're not going to give spoilers away, but you've got to love what he actually did with the ending. I think Alpha, like, you know, kind of mentioned it earlier. It completely flips the whole thing. You know, yes, it does copy a better film that's come earlier, but it does give that little bit of an extra spin on it, which I like. Because I didn't see that coming. You could say there's at least two endings in this.
Yeah, both
and
times.
the final shot is so satisfying because you really are rooting for this one character. So
yeah. Like I said, he's a great hero character because he kind of reminds me of like Tom Atkins in Halloween 3 or something like that. Like just constantly like pleading for saying like I'm trying to tell everybody like this is happening. Somebody listen to me. And he's running back and forth like trying to save the day. And then at the end, it's just, you know, all for naught.
It's crazy how that works too. Because I mean, I guess I don't want to spoil the whole film, but her character, right, Edna, she's trying to tell George that at the beginning, and then it's kind of like a chain reaction. But yeah, man, that scene in the crypt is fucking gold.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking gold. I mean, it's not the only scene in the. I don't know, man. I could talk about this movie for a long fucking time, but you know,
it's a good one. It's definitely, to me, one of the best zombie films ever made. So yeah, I'm down to talk about it as long as you guys want to talk about it.
That's definitely high, you know, coming from you yourself, because I know how big you are on all the zombie films. This paired up in the cinema with Last House on the Left, I was reading, which, yeah, that would have been some night to watch them two together.
At the drive-in?
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
And it had $500,000 budget, which at the time was pretty decent. So, you know, you can see where that money went as well. It's not like they didn't use all the money, you know, with the locations and the look of the zombies and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah. How would you go about rating this? Like 8 to 10? I don't know if you've got anything more you want to add as well before.
I'm pretty much caught up. I was going to mention the tagline of the film. They tampered with nature, and now they must pay the price. So, but anyway, yeah. What do you give it, Alpha?
10 is really cream of the crop to me. I give very few movies a 10, but I'd say this is a solid 7 for me. Like this is definitely a higher than average. Like it's a unique experience. It's a different experience for a zombie. Like I said, the first 30, like you said, it's kind of a slow build, but it builds right. And then when they get to the cemetery and they go into the crypt and all that, like then it goes up to another level. And then by the time they get to the fucking hospital and you're seeing guts getting ripped out and titties being ripped off, and then it's just like, okay, now all right, we're all the way there. Like let's bring it home. And they fucking bring it home in this movie. So yeah, a solid 7, maybe an 8. Hell.
Okay. Hell yeah.
I'm probably the same. It's a 7.5.
Okay.
Stroke 8. Yeah, I can't really. Completely took me by surprise how much I liked it this time, because the first time I kind of rated it on Letterboxd was a 6. So I must have, but I can't remember much about that. But yeah, it's definitely bordering on an 8, I would say.
Okay. Well, I gotta go 8.5, man, out of 10. It's I love it that much. It's just holy shit. So my 7-year-old, the crypt scene.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Grayson, come check this out. He come in the room and he watches. I let him watch a lot of different stuff or whatever. He come in there and he was terrified of that crypt scene. So
I'm not surprised, man.
He got the hell up out of there. So it's very effective, man, for sure. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10 for me, man. But yeah, I guess I can go through the chat. Not trying to skip nobody. We got a lot in here though. Got a good crowd in here. We had like 25. That's cool.
Oh god,
you're gonna get a crowd when you're talking Zombie 3, maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody will go and get a drink or something when that comes on.
Let's see.
Well, hey, it's the unholy 3 of filmmakers, man. It's Lucio Fulci, Bruno Mattei, and Claudio Fragasso. How can you go wrong, right?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the most entertaining review of the 3, I think.
And it's
sure.
I mean, I got the most clips for it too.
Oh god, yeah. I can imagine, yeah.
Like I couldn't pull much for 28 days because I don't have a physical copy of that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to find, especially on Blu-ray now.
Right. Let's see. Gates of Hell comes to mind. I read that. They're badass effects. I'm not trying to leave nobody out. Wow, guys, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Wow.
Danny Dundada. Yeah. What's going on, brother? Definitely in my top 5. Hell yeah. Okay. I can see that. Let's see. Mike Barrett, Threads. Also, as far as I know, it was one of the first colorized zombie films that had that level of gore predating Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Was there anything, I know you're reading the comments, I don't want to butt in, but was there anything done between Night of the Living Dead and this film, zombie-wise?
In color?
Well, just zombie-wise in general.
The only one I can think of was, I think, 1970, was it 71 or 72, Bob Clark's Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things.
Okay, yeah, I can remember that one. Yeah,
but yeah, that's I think that's about the only one I could really think of off the top of my head.
And he's got Death Dream as well. I don't know if you'd call that a zombie film. Maybe it's a stretch, but
zombie-ish.
Yeah.
Let's see. Stukas Dive. Those candles look close. Don't get burnt. Yeah.
Thought it was getting a little warm in here.
It's for the Day of the Dead, man.
Yeah, man.
So they're having their festival. So anyway, we're gonna get into Zombie 3, man. Holy shit. 1988, directed by Lucio Fulci, or I should say 60% of it was.
Mostly.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't have the slip. He got the nice fancy slip. But
I'm still rocking the old DVD from Shriek Show. So.
Oh, man.
And I bought this from Blockbuster when it was closing. So
fucking A, hell yeah.
This is the version that I rented and saw for the very first time, and I rented it from Blockbuster. When they were going out of business, shit. I saw it for sale, and I was like, I gotta buy it. So
man, that's nice. Yeah.
But Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. Sorry, y'all. I'm kind of getting just trying to catch up on everybody. A lot of people give Zombie 3 crap, but I really like it a lot. It's silly as hell, but it's still badass. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely entertaining, even though
Yeah.
if you listen to everybody that made the film, they're probably they got pretty fucked up memories about it, like for the most part.
They all like I know Bruno Mattei and Claudio Fragasso are both like, no, it's totally a Lucio Fulci film. Like it's all Fulci. We just did this and that, but they're all just like, it was Fulci. He did it. And Fulci was just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you guys finish it. Like, hey, if you guys want more, just I don't care. Do whatever you want to it.
I got a quote from Fulci about that, by the way. So I'll go ahead and read it right quick. So he says, I don't repudiate any of my movies except Zombie 3, but that movie's not mine. It's the most foolish of my productions. It has been done by a group of idiots. He says, which are Claudio Fragasso, natural-born cretin, and Bruno Mattei, who before becoming a director was a house painter, and a guy named Mimo Scavia, the director of production, who arrived in the Philippines, and the first thought was to just fuck some Oriental girls.
Oh shit!
And that's from Fulci.
I mean, that's typical Fulci, man. He just gives no
sounds
one
right.
any respect. Yeah, no respect for anyone.
Yeah.
I heard as well, like, because obviously Bruno Mattei did do a fair few scenes of this, but Fragasso did as well. But Fragasso was so scared of Fulci, like, falling out with him. He turned around and he said to Mattei, "You can take all the credit because I don't want to really, have the fallout with Fulci." But there's a very interesting backstory with all that. This film is absolutely fucking batshit crazy.
It is.
Like Dirk said, from right from the start to the end, it's just completely like 100 miles an hour zombie gore.
You can tell
it's cheesy, it's cheesy and all that. It's never gonna make anyone's top 20 or even 25 top zombie films, but I mean, I dig this shit out of it.
Hey, when I did my top 10 non-Romero zombie films stream a few months back, like this is like number 11. So I don't know.
Okay, so maybe proving me wrong.
And I guess it's just maybe a little bit of nostalgia for, because I remember watching it when I was young, and it's just everything I look for in a zombie movie. Like it's a worldwide epidemic going on. It's the end of the world type of thing. It's got the gore. It's got it's just everything I want in a zombie movie. I mean, it's not great or anything, but most zombie movies aren't that great. Let's be honest. But in terms of the Italian zombie films from that time, like it reminds me, especially a lot of the soundtrack. It reminds me a lot of Demons. Like it has a very Demons feel.
I've
like
got that written down. Yeah. And Diodatos body count at the start, you can clearly hear that in the soundtrack as well. Completely rips off those two films.
I want y'all to pay it. I'm gonna show a clip right quick. I ain't trying to cut nobody off. I'm gonna show a clip, but before I show the clip, I didn't show it a minute ago, but I should have shown this. So I'm doing this right here. Hopefully, YouTube, if you're paying attention, look, at least we're trying to.
Is that how you get around it? I was wondering how you were getting around it.
I don't know if that's going to work, but
we're going to see. But,
if we get kicked off, you guys know why. There you go.
Yeah. So anyway, but, here we go. This is just pay attention to how this motherfucker looks at his assistant. Like, it's so fucking crazy, man. It tells you everything you need to know about this movie.
It's working. Look.
Oh shit, man!
And
you see how he just looked at her like,
it's working. That's great. Now all that stuff was filmed. That's Bruno Mattei. That whole like opening 10-15 minutes.
Right.
And then Fulci's pretty much everything with the soldiers and everything is Fulci's. Anything with the guys in the white hazmat suits and the opening stuff with the sign. I think that was Bruno Mattei, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like it too. You know,
Yeah.
you can kind of tell.
You can definitely tell the difference between the two. Even though Fulci shits on this movie, I mean, the stuff that he did was you can definitely tell the level of quality there on each one.
Yeah, there'll be a clip later I show that, like at the gas station, that's Fulci all the way. You know.
Oh yeah.
There's so many highlights to mention in this film as well, because early on you've got the guy who kind of steals the suitcase or whatever it is with the, you know, the formula in it, and when his hand starts to turn, he's in the hotel, and his hand starts going
looks like
green and shit.
Kind of like the Crazies, right?
Yeah.
There's definitely some Crazies influence in this movie for sure.
From the Mattei and Fragasso brothers. Them fuckers were attached at the hip, though, dude. Like, every time you see a Fragasso, Mattei was right there with him. So,
oh man, they did Night Killer. That's one of my favorite, like, really shit.
Rats, Night of Terror, Robo War. I think he was doing Robo War the same fucking year as this.
Yeah, it was like right before.
Well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Hell of a Living Dead. That's in my top 10 for sure.
And did you know that Fragasso and Mattei have a cameo? They are the guys.
Right, didn't they play soldiers or something?
Yeah.
The soldiers that are burning the body in the incinerator.
Yeah.
That's right.
Crazy. But yeah, man. It's this is your pick, Darren.
Yeah, like I say,
go for it.
Chuck me in the thing. But yeah,
put you out on Front Street.
We've got this Death One is kind of this formula.
Death One, yeah.
And what they're trying to do is just seeing how this kind of virus works itself out. But as you can see with the first scene there, things go horribly wrong early on. This guy steals it and starts running away with it. You've got the fucking helicopter scene where they're trying to shoot at him. And he gets infected, and then
here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and show it right quick.
The man who stole it is contaminated.
Damn it! A contaminated man, of course, can infect other persons. And any other kind of body-to-body transmission. You have to get this man before it's too late.
Don't worry. We'll take care of it.
I'll get you a Band-Aid.
I'll get you a Band-Aid. Get you a Band-Aid. Holy shit. That scientist, the guy that's playing the scientist, that may be one of the worst actors I've ever seen in my life. There's a moment in the movie where he says something or something said to him, and he just stands there, and he's supposed to do like the little chin rub thing or whatever, and he's just kind of like, and he just holds it there and just like waits, like, oh man,
yeah,
just like, wow, it's so bad. And the guy playing the sergeant or the general or whatever in the military, when he's talking about his only solution to anything is let's kill everybody in the area. Like, all right, we're gonna kill. All right, everybody. All right, contain everything, kill everybody in the area. Job well done. Good work, sir. It's just like that's his only answer to anything is let's just kill everybody.
It's so thrown off because it's like it's the scientist's fucking fault. You know. Yeah.
It's like, why are they developing this anyway?
No, it's both their faults, I guess. But I don't know. You're not supposed to take this one too serious, I guess. Yeah.
No. And all in the background of all this going on as well, you've got the radio DJ guy, and he's like so laid back. He's like this African American Caribbean guy, and that plays into a lot to the end as well, which is superb with this one. But in terms of like scenes and shit, you've got the fridge scene as well with the zombie head just comes out of nowhere. They open up the fridge to get some food. This couple, they go down, and then this fucking zombie head just flies out of the fridge. I mean, was that done in Macabre? Do you know Lamberto Bava?
That would not. No, it didn't come out. There is head in the fridge in Macabre, but it didn't come out.
It didn't come out. It
didn't come flying out and then just like attacking some. Yeah. Like who's moving this head? Like
crazy,
just flying like a bat.
And there was rumors that this was going to be done in 3D, but then those rumors were debunked. There's no
There's a
way that they spent
Picture of a
money.
zombie head. I don't know if you can see it.
Okay.
probably.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
hell of a scene.
I love the fact too that like all this happens and it's supposed to be the same resort from the beginning of the movie, and then like they find this resort like I don't know what, a day or so later, a week later, whatever it is, and it's just completely grown up and like it's like it's been abandoned for years and years and years. I still
Right,
have-
yeah.
like
yeah. All
why
the
is-
shit that goes on in that hotel as well, and it takes them like a good fucking week or so to realize it's a bad place to be. Which
Yeah.
is just so funny, man.
Yeah, man. Like the soldiers, that shit is hilarious. Hold
You
on,
got
I got-
that bootleg Chuck Norris guy as well in there, and he's fighting zombies. He's fucking headbutting them, and
right.
and when he goes to rescue that girl from the water, and she's got half of her legs eaten away. It's just
Yeah.
great, man. It's great.
Here we go with it. I'm gonna show my. Sorry, y'all. I got plenty of them. No, well, I think
Oh,
this is the
go for
last
it, go
one.
for it,
I'll
man.
go ahead and just get out of the way. Here we go.
Hot new number. Look what's new. Guys, this Blue Arts music's great, huh?
Yeah, making me horny.
I don't remember her name, but I sure as hell remember her tits.
In a place like this, finding beautiful girls can be a little tough, you know. Susan and Carol seem to be getting really worked up back there.
Hey, maybe I'll take that one.
She's mine.
I don't like it here.
Fucking shit.
Making me
Yeah,
horny.
Yeah, I gotta clip it up, man. I gotta clip it up. You know,
Yeah, that's
they
great.
get on your ass if you don't. So
Did you know that the where they shot that, the location they shot that in the Philippines is the same location that they shot Francis Ford Coppola shot Apocalypse Now?
yep.
I thought that was pretty
That's
cool.
insane, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, man, because like, you know, they were trying to get that same shit, I guess. They thought, you know.
You can
Like-
really tell, like in the beginning scene when that helicopter's chasing the guy with the suitcase, and through like all those trees by that river there, and you see the helicopter flying over. It's just like, God damn, this looks like Apocalypse Now. And then yeah, it's like it was filmed in the same damn spot. So
Damn. Yeah, I was reading that out of here, man. This is what I pulled like some of my references from the
Yeah.
like Troy Howard Splinter
Troy Howard.
Visions.
oh wow,
But yeah, it's he mentioned it in here. I was like, damn. And he was mentioning Beatrice
Beatrice Ring. Yeah.
yeah. So she was talking about how much she hated Fulci, that like she was like had a big time religious upbringing, and Fulci found out about it, so he would just spit out vulgarities all the time when he was around her and shit.
I don't know if that had
So-
anything to do with her religious upbringing or not. I think that was just
Yeah.
Fulci. I think.
This was like going from her point of view, I guess you say.
Yeah.
But the other actress that was in Demons 2, Marina, what's her name? You got her, Marina Loy.
Marina Loy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Plays Carol.
she had mixed feelings on Fulci. She was like, you know, she dug his humor, his little witty sarcasm and shit. But she was good friends with Beatrice Ring and shit. And but Fulci was in a bad way, dude. He had cirrhosis. His stomach was bloated. I got a picture. I don't know if y'all can see it real good, but there's a picture of him. He's right there.
Okay.
You see his stomach bloated, kind of. But
Yeah, because there's two
I just heard he was
stories
in
in
really
there.
rough shape.
he was.
Some say
had
that he was
cirrhosis
ill.
of the liver, and they were having
Yeah.
to drain his stomach like ever so often, and they said they drained like 1 to 2 liters of fluid. So he was in bad pain, and other people were complaining because it was so hot and all this shit. So I can imagine from his standpoint, he's like, you know, he told one of the stuntmen or one of the actors, he said, "What, does your pussy hurt?" I mean, you know, shit like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how can you complain when the guy's getting fluid drained out of his stomach? You know, it's just like
Yeah.
But I was going to say there's
Tough it
two
up, buddy.
stories as well. The other story is that he just fell out with the producers and he just wanted to get away. But judging by the looks of it, it could be a mixture of both.
Right.
You know, due to his illness.
Well, they
but there's
said
a
that-
line. There's a line I want to mention that the radio
Yeah.
DJ says. So when he's like going over the airwaves and he's like detailing what's going on, he actually says that there's murders, rape, and your loved ones are getting eaten by each other's, kind of family members.
Oh shit!
Where's the rape involved? I didn't see one bit of rape in this film at all.
Well, you know how the
I thought
media
that was
likes to
funny.
exaggerate sometimes.
Exactly.
Even Blueheart will exaggerate every now and then.
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy is crazy, man. You've got the bloody pregnant lady as well. You got to mention that scene is crazy, man.
I put it in the
What
intro.
were they thinking? Yeah. What were they thinking though? Just some zombie hand, just coming out of her. Like, I don't know. It works for what it is, I guess.
It makes no bit of sense, but it.
No, it doesn't. No.
Yeah.
I'd like to have seen the zombie baby. I think would have been better, but maybe the budget didn't kind of stretch to that. But...
We cannot afford a zombie baby in this one.
Right.
But the film, I was going to say, does remind me a little bit of like Lindsay's Nightmare City.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you got the vibe of that at all.
Yeah, it does.
yeah.
And it's
Definitely
weird though,
does.
because some of the zombies are fast, like that one in the gas station. Super fucking. It looks like they sped the film.
I was going to say,
they definitely did because he was.
It
just
looks
like,
more like a fucking. It looks like a Benny Hill type fucking steps, doesn't it? The way it's like sped up. I was like, that's all you needed was the music.
Right.
But yeah, all the faults in this film make it such a great watch, I think.
So that that scene where she's in the gas station and that's Fulci all the way. That scene where the zombie pops out and starts strangling the chick.
Yeah.
Beatrice. What's her name?
Spring.
Yeah.
He starts strangling her. So she claims that before they did the take like 5 times, and on the last take, Fulci went up to the stuntman that was the zombie that was in the chains, and she said he told him something, but she didn't know what. And when they did that final take, he strangled her for fucking real. So she said that what you see in the movie is her really getting strangled and shit. I was like, holy shit.
Fulci's probably just like, hey, we're not getting this. I'm gonna need you to actually just strangle the bitch. Like, let's, and then we'll get what we need on this one.
Different times, I think.
Yeah. It's funny to think now, like Fulci would totally be canceled. Like, if he was making movies now, like, forget about it.
Yeah, that would not go down. Like, she didn't know if he bribed the guy or what, but.
But you've actually kind of got a similar ending to the first film we mentioned, in a way, with, I don't know, before it gets to like that zombie kind of, well, you can say DJ at the end. I know it's a slight spoiler, but where the good guy kind of gets his comeuppance, or, but yeah, I don't know. I this one has always been just like a fun ride, I think.
Yeah.
It's got kind of an open ending. So part 4, I was going to say, doesn't really go on from this, and it's just a completely separate killing.
Yeah, I think it's a completely different story. I think the next 2 are just kind of, if I remember correctly, I think they're just kind of their own thing. But yeah, I've always loved this movie, and like I said, it'd been a long time since I'd watched it, because the only version I have is this DVD that I still have from this. I never picked up the who put out the. This is Severin. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I never.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen it was Severin. So I didn't see
this one's 88 films. This one is not as good as the Severin, I don't think. Yeah. But I have got the Street Show that you got as well.
Yeah,
I bought like the free zombie pack. Did you get it in that, or did you buy it separate? The Street Show pack.
Oh no, I just got like I said, I bought this. This is from Blockbuster when Blockbuster was. This is an old rental copy when it was going out of
video
business.
shop.
Yeah.
They were selling them together as well. And I think it cost the same price as what one DVD would cost anyway, so it was a no-brainer. But I'll have to definitely watch those other 2 at some point.
We got Synth in here. He says, "I love the smell of bad movies in the morning." Yeah.
Hey,
what's up, Synth?
What's going on?
It's my buddy Andy over in the West Coast.
Yeah, man, he's been popping in our streams here lately.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he, you know,
Yeah. Talk about a guy that knows a little bit of everything about everything. Like
yeah,
since a fucking smart guy.
hell yeah. Jimmy says, to this day, I still get Hell of the Living Dead and Zombie 3 confused. Hell feels like a Zombie 3 fever dream to me. It's there. I mean, that's a great double feature. Really.
Yeah. That'd be a
Absolutely.
perfect double feature for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a lot alike. So, but yeah, man, I don't know how much further y'all want to go into this.
I was going to mention one thing which was
Okay.
kind of funny as well. So
Yeah.
Fulci, you know, has got this big reputation. He treats actors terribly and all that. But I
Right.
have got to quote him one line. But he was on about the production of this film, and he said he hated all the way the production was done and all that.
Yeah.
And he said how they treated the Filipinos was really bad. Like, and that's coming from Fulci. I was just fucking laughing, like, you know, the way he was with people. So they must have really treated them like shit, you know.
Yeah, one of that Marina Moy. Man, I keep getting these names. I'm bad. I'm horrible with fucking names, yeah.
I'm terrible with names.
She was saying that, yeah, Marina Loy. She was saying that these motherfuckers were really jumping off of buildings and hurting their ankles and shit like that. So they'd bring a whole bunch more new people in, and they'd fucking hurt themselves too and shit. So
wow,
they were just fully going all out because these people were like hungry for money, so they didn't give a shit, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was weird. They had just a lot of zombies jumping from tall places, hanging from the roof, like they're just coming out of all different angles. And I was always wondering, like, are these stunt guys, or do they just hire a bunch of local Filipino guys to just be like, hey, we'll give you $20 to fall from this roof, and they're like, okay, I guess.
Yeah. I think two of the army guys were stuntmen as well, because that, like, Chuck Norris lookalike I was on about earlier, he's turned up in a hell of a lot of films, you know, certainly Italian crime films and all that. But yeah, so crazy.
Yeah, man, it's a fun ass ride. If you've never seen Zombie 3 and you like schlocky kind of fun zombie shit, I mean, you don't even not even zombie, just fun ass crazy wackadoo shit, man. I'd say put it on, check it out. Like,
it will entertain. It will definitely entertain you if anything else, you know.
You got Russell here. What's going on, man?
What's up, Russ?
What's up, Russell?
Let's see. When he said Death 1 was a complete failure because it seemed like it did exactly what it was called just fine.
Yeah, it's a hell of a name for it, Death 1.
Yeah, it's like great.
Maybe that's not the best experiment to be working on. Something called Death 1. I don't know.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody in the chat, man. If you think about it, hit the like. Check out, like I said, I got Alpha Romero in the description, man. Check out his channel. He's like the auteur of George Romero. By the way,
I'll take that. I guess
I would definitely say the best. Yeah, but there's not that many covering George, is there? I don't think in general. That's why we try and do the Giallo thing. You know, try and do something a little bit different. So your channel reminds me a lot of ours as well, because you've got that one subject that you're passionate about, and that comes through in all your streams and everything.
Yeah, it's just it's one subject I can talk about,
right?
And not get bored,
no, because you talk about Romero, and there's all these other branches that come off of, like, you can talk about Tom Savini, you can talk about Dario Argento, you can talk about John Harrison, you can talk about Greg Nicotero. I mean, there's all these other guys that branched off from the Romero tree that you could go down. John Russo, everybody loves talking about John Russo. So,
oh yeah, all these different rabbit holes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sure. I don't know about ratings for this one. I don't know how you two are gonna fare.
I mean, like, you know, if you want to be a dick about it, I don't know how you know. You know, I mean, I wouldn't look at it like
give it 2 ratings, really. But
yeah, I wouldn't. I'll just give it 1 rating, man. I mean, it's a 6 out of 10 for me. It's a fun ass.
Oh, that's pretty high.
Yeah,
I'm the same. It's a 6 for me as well.
Yeah, I love this movie. I don't love it in the way that's like, oh, what a great piece of cinema or anything, but I love it because it's just a fucking fun. If you're a fan of like you said, schlocky, fucking gory horror zombie films like this. I mean, it's you can't go wrong with it. But I mean, if I were to give it a rating, I'd give it a solid 5. I think it's like right in the middle there. It's right on the edge of being really bad, but then it's like right there on the edge of being really good. So it's like, I don't know. It's right there in the middle for me. Like I said, I'm 10. 10 is like super, super high for me. So I think a 5 is good. Anything below that is,
Yeah.
Wow, that's fair.
Entertainment level, though. Well, I guess that's what Darren was getting at.
On an entertainment level, for me, like I said, it depends on your taste. Some people would probably watch it and be like, "Oh, what a piece of shit." But for me, for what I like, like I said, I'm a huge fan of like Hell of the Living Dead, or I don't know if you guys have ever seen Zombie 90: Extreme Pestilence, this German zombie flick from Andreas Schnaas in 1990. It's a German. That was almost my pick for this, by the way. I wanted to make you guys watch that for the first time, but we
would've checked it out.
It's so bad, but it's so entertaining. Like it's on that level for me. Like on an entertaining level, like that's a 10 to me. So this is on an entertainment level. This would probably be a solid 7 or 8 for me. So
yeah, I'm saying
definitely.
That. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's Zombie 3, man. I hope we did it justice. I mean, I think I don't know what you can. How far you can go with it, but
I mean,
I think it's just really interesting that it just the aspect that it's like Fulci started it. I think what was the original runtime was like it was like only like 70 minutes or something like that, but then they cut it back and it was like 50. So they had to fill it out a little more. So they got Bruno Mattei and Claudio Fragasso, and Fragasso's wife, I guess, wrote most of the damn screenplay, but she's not credited in the movie. Yeah.
He got the credit, right? Fragasso.
Yeah. So I just think it's an interesting story, just in that aspect that it's just these 3 guys that came together and just made this. And it's kind of fun just watching it and trying to pick out like, oh, I wonder who did this, who did that, who did this. Like, I don't know. I think it's interesting to me, but
yeah, man. I mean, reading
it's one of those
films
as well that no one wants to take credit for, like some parts of this.
Yeah, they're like, I didn't do that shit.
I wasn't me. I was just there. I was just there.
Yeah.
But Fulci's heart, I don't think his heart's fully in it. I mean, he's dealing with so much shit during that time too, and I don't think he was kind of bitching about the way it was lit. He didn't like the lighting and shit. Whoever was doing the lighting, and I don't know, but
right. So my Blu-ray looks terrible. I don't know what the one Dirk's got. Is it crystal clear, the picture? Because it kind of looks like it's got fucking misty or Vaseline over it or something.
I think that's the lighting, though. I don't think.
Yeah.
It's just like Fulci was saying, man. Like, to me, he was like a fucking genius, dude. Like a lot of people say he's not, but I think he was. And
when he was at the height of his powers, like he was great. But yeah, at this point, I mean, his health was deteriorating. I don't think it was a project that he was particularly passionate about. But it kind of is what it is. And I something about it, the end product, it worked for me. I don't know, but
it's still funny as shit. Put it on, you'll laugh your ass off.
Yeah. Especially some of the dialogue, some of the overdubbing too is really fucking hilarious.
That dude's
I was going to ask Alpha Romero.
You have to get this man. Shit,
So where would you rank Fulci then, Alpha? Where would you rank Fulci in your? Would he be in your top 5 directors of all time?
Probably not top 5. I mean, of course, I would have Romero, I'd have Argento, I'd have Kubrick. I would have him top 10 though. I would think in terms of filmmakers of all time. I'd probably have him in top 10.
Would you have Carpenter in your top 5 as well?
Carpenter top 5. Either in top 5 or right on the edge, probably. He's in top 10 too, easily. I'd have to think about it.
I haven't thought about that either, man. Really, like I got, my first 2. After that, it's like I don't know. Like,
my top 3 would be Romero number 1, obviously, but then it's like back into just depending on my mood, depending on what I just watched or how I'm feeling about it. It's Kubrick and Argento back and forth as at number 2 for me. So.
Yeah. Well, Kubrick's my number 1.
Oh yeah.
Mario Bava's my number 2. So.
Okay.
Fulci's probably 3, if I'm honest.
But, so you got Fulci above Argento?
Yeah.
Okay.
I put
Not for me. Argento's my number one.
Yeah.
Fulci would be
I put
2 or
Fulci
3
over
probably.
Argento.
Okay.
But I mean, that's a whole nother stream. I think it more has to do with the body of work, the filmography, all the different things that he could do, where Argento was kind of limited on certain things he could do. You know,
Fulci's
Okay.
close with Martino for me, Sergio Martino. They're probably both vying for second place,
right?
but Argento is by far my number one. I feel the way like you do about Romero with Argento. I think Dirk obviously is the Bava guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bob was right under Kubrick. So, but let me check the chat right quick. We got Justin Marino in here. What's going on?
What's up, man?
Justin?
The Sex Thief 1977 was good, Russell says. Okay. I haven't
I've
seen
never
that
heard
one.
of that one. No.
Yeah.
I've never seen
Fat
it.
Ass Zombies is funny. Okay. I don't know if I've seen.
That's why I feel like that's when Dead Pit's going to be reviewing soon.
Yeah. Jimmy says definitely the kind of movie to have a few beers with friends and have a great time. Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
Don't take anything too serious. Don't try to follow some intricate plot or anything. You know.
No.
It's kind of
There's nothing deep going on in terms of storyline or anything like that.
Right. Let's see. The dub for Zombie 90.
You gotta check it out, guys. I think y'all will get a fucking kick out of that movie.
Okay.
Is that easy accessible?
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
I know that.
Nice.
But yeah, that's one I rented. Had no idea what the hell it was, and I started watching. It was one that it's so funny and so fun to watch. I showed it to everybody. Like everybody, I was just like any friend, cousin, family. I was just like, we got to watch this, and everybody to a T was just like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen, because the overdubbing is so bad. Like it's just nonstop wall to wall gore for like no particular reason. You got people getting their dicks ripped off and thrown into the street. Like it's just it's insane. Like
damn it. Okay.
I mean, we can have a part 2 of this down the line. You know, it doesn't have to be anytime soon, but we'll bring you back on. Bring you back on.
That'll be my choice then. That'll be my choice.
Okay. Or we could come on your and just say the word, man. We'd be glad to come on your channel sometime. You know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'll take you guys up on that for sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure,
Synth says Zombie 90 EP is funny so far. Need to see it all.
Yeah, I showed a short clip of because it made my top 10 all-time favorite non-Romero zombie films, and I showed a short clip of it when I was doing that stream, and it's the clip of one of the protagonists ripping a zombie's dick off and throwing it into the street and then running it over as he took off. Like, and it's just like the classic line of "I'm gonna run this motherfucker's dick over." And it's just like, what the fuck?
Damn,
it's hilarious.
Synth says Fergasso gets mad in interviews and says "fan culo."
That is, I know that's a rude word in Italian.
The worst zombie movie, Dante 22 says.
Ooh.
Is he talking about Zombie 3?
Dawn of the Dead remake. That's the worst zombie movie.
Okay.
I'm not going to say I don't want to offend Alpha with what I think.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Don't start.
I wouldn't say that.
We done well. We go, we're in the
No, I wouldn't say that's the worst zombie film ever made.
It's not the worst.
No, fuck no. There's a ton of bad
There's a lot of fucking low budget shit out there.
Stuka's Dive says, any of you other dudes like The Battery? I've seen clips of that.
I've not seen that one.
I haven't seen it, but I
still haven't seen it either. But Stukas has been on my ass to watch it for months now. So I'll get around to it, Stukas. I promise.
I've heard good things.
I have too. I know Grande spoke really highly of it on a stream one time. So
that's probably where I've heard it. Yeah.
Let's see. Heroic Waffles. Hey, what's up, everyone? What's going on,
up, man?
What's up, Waffles?
Yeah, I've seen him around. I think it was your channel. I've seen him around on a couple of streams. So, let's see. Street Trash had the best dick keep away scene. Yeah, I mean that's classic, man.
But how many are there to choose from? You know,
right? Yeah. Russell says, just watch The Sadness, was over the top and fucked up.
That's what I've always wanted to watch, but
I haven't seen it either. I've always leaned to watch it, but there's just so much shit I got to watch all the time. So that's why I haven't got to it. Zombie 4. I haven't
keep
seen
up.
it. Not yet. Dawn of the Dead remake was really good.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Fat Pig the Conqueror. What's happening, man?
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
House of 2 had the best dick and balls cut off scene. That's a pretty good one. I don't like House of 2, but that is a pretty good one with the
Is that when he throws it to the dog?
to the Doberman, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty brutal. But yeah, man, we're gonna get into Romero's pick, man. It's 28 Days Later,
Yeah.
2002 in the UK, and I guess other in Europe, but didn't hit the States till 2003.
Yeah.
Directed by Danny Boyle. The writer's Alex Garland, great author, right? He wrote The Beach. He wrote Dread 2012. A lot of people love that movie. I've never seen it. Still haven't seen it.
He's gone on to direct quite a few movies too. I know he did Annihilation with Natalie Portman, I think was in it.
Okay.
Most recently, I think he did Men. I think he also did
Oh shit, he did Men?
Yeah.
Oh fucking shit.
The movie, not, he didn't actually do Men, but the movie Men. He did that.
Yeah.
No, I know, man. That movie is fucking
He did.
fucking twisted. Holy
And I think he
shit.
most recently, he directed Civil War, that A24 film Civil War here recently. So he's kind of spawned off into a filmmaker of his own.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about Men, but
I didn't like it. I wasn't a big fan of that one. The last 15 minutes is pretty damn cool, but the previous 80 or whatever it was, I was just like, this is dog shit. Like I didn't care for it. But,
it's fucking throw it off.
yeah.
Like a 3-neck goat.
I'm glad I haven't seen it then, if that's the response.
Let's see. Synth Addict says Zombie 3 was better than Dawn remake.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'll drink to
wouldn't go
that.
far.
I'll drink to that. All
right, well, I don't know about all that, but
But yeah, 28 Days Later, I thought that would be an interesting pick for a Euro horror because I feel like 28 Days Later is one of the more, if not the most influential horror films, zombie films to come out of the European horror scene of my generation, the last 20 years easily.
Yeah, I agree with that. For sure.
28 Days Later, when it came out, you got to think about the time period, 2002. The zombie genre in general was pretty dead at this point. Like we had, Resident Evil had just come out, and that had like a few zombies here and there. Like it had a scene of zombies, and then it just kind of went off into another direction. But at the time, it was like, holy shit, zombies! Again, like, and I was at that age when I first saw 28 Days Later that I was just now discovering Romero stuff and Dawn of the Dead and all, really getting into it. And at that time, like, Children of the Living Dead, like shit like that, like straight to video stuff. And that was about it.
Right.
So when 28 Days Later hit the theaters and it was really hyped, it was like, the scariest movie in years. Like it was just reinvents the zombie genre. I was like, oh, I got to see this fucking movie. And it really did. It really did. We just mentioned the Dawn remake. I truly believe that remake would not exist without 28 Days Later and the success that 28 Days Later had, because I feel like yeah. Well, just the atmosphere of the movie, just the
only gripe, and I know it's the creative choice or whatever, is that the way it looks, Like,
a little shot on digital, yeah.
Right. I wish they would have shot it on film, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, at the
it
time,
hurts
I mean,
the film, because if you want to like drop it to 4K or something, it's not gonna fucking ever work.
Trust me. I don't know if you guys have watched the Blu-ray of it, but it looks awful. Like it's somewhat hard to watch at times.
But I
think I saw the rip of the Blu-ray.
It looks absolutely terrible. And the fact that it was shot on, I mean, you really can't do too much. I mean, maybe AI, I guess you maybe could use AI to upscale it a little bit or something. Yeah. But yeah, at the time it was innovative, shooting it on digital like that. It gave it a different look. It gave it a different feel. It was almost kind of in the way that Night of the Living Dead kind of had that black and white newsreel footage type of feel to it. It's kind of the same way that 28 Days Later felt when it first came out. It was just it just felt like a completely different type of film.
But it is going to create nostalgia for, let's say 20 years from now.
Oh, yeah.
people
yeah.
that seen that style of filmmaking, they're gonna remember that shit. But I don't think it's gonna never equal like Night of the Living Dead style. But it's
No.
just the look of it. Now
Do you
the
think
film,
this influenced The Walking Dead as well?
I think so.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I could definitely see that.
I truly believe that 20 Days Later influenced every zombie movie that came after it, even down to Romero's final
I mean,
three.
Rick Grimes is the lead in this one, right? Like the same,
pretty much, yeah.
You know, same situation anyway.
And funny enough, like 28 Days Later, the opening scene. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a film called The Quiet Earth from 1986, I believe.
No.
I've heard of it though.
It was a film from the UK, I believe, which makes sense because 20 Days Later is UK based movie too. But the opening sequence in 28 Days Later is almost ripped shot for shot from The Quiet Earth. Like The Quiet Earth begins almost shot for shot the way that 28 Days Later begins. So that's one thing that always stood out to me. If you guys haven't seen The Quiet Earth, I just watched it, I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago for the first time. It's a pretty good little science fiction movie about, a guy waking up to the end of the world, like being the only guy left on Earth, basically.
Like the last man on Earth or something, in a way.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, where he just realizes that there's nobody. He's literally kind of in the same way that Cillian Murphy's character is doing in 28 Days Later, just kind of walking the streets of, the local town, and it's just completely deserted. And man, the first time you see that in 28 Days Later, just like we were talking about before we went live, was just the way that I don't know how they did that. I don't know if they digitally enhanced it to make London look as deserted and quiet. I mean,
yeah, it looks legit. I mean, that looks solidly real. I mean, I'm guessing
they just did it as soon as light came up one morning.
He had to pull
the week or
some hella permits, though, I would imagine, right, to make that happen. Like
knowing London, like I do, it's just almost impossible to get that scene.
I mean, you got to drop, I don't know how much money to make that shit happen, but they had an $8 million budget, so
which wasn't a lot for 2002. Like,
no, it's not compared to what it made. I mean, it made like 82 million, I think. What I was seeing, that's pretty damn good. That's pretty solid.
But if you're talking about isolation in a film, then this kind of tops everything for me. Just the way he walks around early on in the film when he's walking around the streets of London.
I'll show the clip that I have. I only got one clip. It's a pretty solid clip. It kind of shows like a summary of the movie, like not exactly, but like from what I could grab, Yeah. But I'll go ahead and show it right quick, and it shows that opening shot of London and everything. So here we go.
Get out of it. Hannah, I love you very much.
Wait for me! Wait for me! Keep away!
Jen! Jen is infected! No!
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Man, that scene with Brendan Gleeson, I think was the actor's name.
Yeah.
That scene where he gets the drop in the eye and he's just saying his goodbye, basically. And then all of a sudden he starts turning and shaking. And there's that one moment where he just kind of looks back that one last time of just kind of like, run, like, go, it's over. And then it's just that gives me, I got chills watching that just there. Like, it's so fucking good.
Very effective, man. That's a great actor. This whole cast is great, by the way. Like,
oh yeah, this is like Cillian Murphy's first starring role, I believe.
Yeah, he went on to do great shit, things in this movie. Like after this, I mean, what was it? Scarecrow in the Dark Knight trilogy. Red Eye.
Red Eye.
Red Eye.
Yeah. He's been quite a few things.
Recently won the Oscar as well. Is it Oppenheimer he won an Oscar for?
Oh yeah, that's right.
That is shit. I forgot about this. Damn.
Yeah. He's such a weird looking guy now as well. If you see,
I haven't seen that show. but it caught on pretty quick. It was pretty popular. Peaky Blinders. Have
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah,
seen
the UK
Yeah, Peaky
show.
Blinders. Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's on about that when it comes out.
that? Great actor. But
Yeah.
The whole cast is superb in this. Like even the young girl, and it goes to places where you don't think it's going to go as well. You know, when the soldiers come into it.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen this. I'll admit I had not seen this for what 20 years maybe.
It's
And
been a long
going
time.
back to it,
Yeah.
I liked it then, but it's never been, for some reason, never been one I've gone back to or I've owned on physical media. But
Right.
going back this time, man, I really enjoyed it. You know, and it doesn't seem like a 2 hour, because it's a 2 hour film, just a little bit short of, but it doesn't feel like that to me either. It kind of flows really well. There's no dead spots or anything. And considering such, like, there's not a big cast either, you know. Yeah, I love everything about this, but I'm sort of biased because I like the.
I mean, you
UK
got the
anyway.
animal rights people, rights people coming in to do the right thing, right? Because they see these monkeys being experimented on and shit, but they ended up being the ones that fucked the shit up. So
Yeah.
and
there's always been the back and forth of like, well, are they zombies? Are they infected people? It's like, I don't care if they're zombies, infected people, whatever. Like the film plays out like a zombie film, like the way a zombie film plays out to me. Like,
definitely. In my opinion, they are zombies, but they're not undead.
Right. They're not the living dead. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I like one of my favorite scenes in the movie, the one that didn't really hit me when I first saw it, but watching it again recently, like I was like, wow, that's pretty fucking brilliant. Is that when the soldiers are marching Cillian Murphy's character, Jim, when they're marching him and the other guy through the woods to the pile of bodies to execute them.
Yeah.
And they
Pretty
throw him,
intense.
they throw Cillian Murphy to the ground. And he's pretty much given up at this point. He's like, there's no hope. Like we thought maybe we would find, a safe spot, but everything's gone to shit. There's no hope. Throw him to the ground. And he's just laying there looking up and he just sees the airplane flying above the air. And it tells him there is hope. There's still civilization outside of this quarantined area. There's civilization out there. There's hope. Right. And that's kind of gives him that extra bit of,
motivation.
Yeah, motivation to fight back. And then just the fact, the juxtaposition of like he's not infected, but the rage that he musters up in the end to just fucking gouge that guy's eyes out and just fucking ramming his head into the thing, and nobody can tell if he's infected or not. But it's not the infection; it's just human nature. It's the human condition that's coming out of just like I've had all I can stand, I can't stand anymore, type of thing.
Right.
I think it's just. I love this movie. Like I said, it's my favorite non-Romero quote unquote zombie movie, and I think it's a perfect ode to Romero's original trilogy too. If you watch the way it plays out, all the way to the point where it's like soldiers in a house losing their minds. Basically, it starts out, they're hiding out in a house, kind of like in Night of the Living Dead, and then they go and you get the grocery shopping sequence with the upbeat music. It's very reminiscent to Dawn of the Dead in that way to me. So that always stood out to me, like when I first saw it too. So I love it.
I mean, I dig it too when they're like at first when he meets Selena, and she's just like this cold-hearted, which you can't blame her for being that way. But then when they meet Frank and Hannah, the father and daughter, then something changes in her and she sees, okay, you don't have to be like, that's not all it is. Right.
Right.
So it pulls on the strings a little bit. It's got some emotion shit to it, but it's solid, man.
It does absolutely with the father and daughter character.
Yeah.
But in terms of the soundtrack, I want to mention as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like hymns.
Yes.
Like Abide With Me. I love all that shit, man.
It's like something building,
the atmosphere.
right?
Yeah.
It's like,
because you got the zombie like priest at the start as well, near the start, and this the whole hymns. Every time they come into films, I always love that stuff.
It's one of my favorite soundtracks ever. Like I just loved the use of the band Godspeed You, Black Emperor. That whole opening sequence there just kind of builds up from down, 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 and then by the end it's just like this frantic, I love the fucking soundtrack.
The gloves are off, so to speak.
Yeah.
With with Jim. So
Yeah.
he's lost his shit, dude. He's not gonna lose nothing else.
No.
That's all he's
But-
got.
And the ending I think is interesting because it's one of the only times that they really address the fact that if you just wait it out, the zombies will starve to death. I think this is the first time that they've in any movie that they've ever said like, oh, zombies will eventually just starve to death and die out, and then we'll be fine. Like, I don't know. I always like that aspect too.
Yeah, he's trying to examine that one he's got chained up.
Mailer.
Yeah,
That's
trying to
obviously a nod
to
to
see how
Day of the
long.
Dead. Yeah. The
Yeah,
bub, innit?
I always
Yeah.
saw Mailer as like the bub character where they're just
It
trying to
is,
learn
yeah.
things from him. Yeah.
But
Yep.
one of the like kind of scenes that you say is kind of heartbreaking is when he goes back to see his mother and father.
Yeah.
That is kind of touched me a little bit.
It's
when you
pretty
see that.
hardcore, but I mean, they did at least go out on their own terms, I guess.
Didn't she
Yeah.
die clutching a photo? I think of him.
Yeah.
as
Him,
well,
and
when he was
had a
younger.
note on the back. Yeah,
Yeah.
It said please. It said something like Jim, please never wake up or something like that. Yeah.
yeah. We
That
we left you
that
while
did
you were
get me.
sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're asleep with you now.
Yeah.
Please don't ever wake up or something like that. And
Mhm.
it's like, holy shit! Like the writing is very strong.
Yeah. I mean, Danny Boyle. I mean, is
Yeah.
an Academy Award winning filmmaker. I mean, he won the Oscar for Slumdog Millionaire like 2 or 3 years later. So, I mean,
Yep.
The filmmaking was in great hands for sure, and it was the first time. I don't know that I can think of it like. Because what did he do before this? Like Train Spotting, I think was his first big movie that came out before this.
Yeah, it'd probably be his first big one, but he did Shallow Grave too.
Shallow Grave, yeah, that's another good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's like I said, so many. It inspired it just in terms of like I said, the Dawn remake would not exist without 20 Days Later. I guarantee you,
Right.
Richard Rubenstein and the producers of Dawn of the Dead is like, okay, well, we can make a Dawn of the Dead remake, but let's do what 20 Days Later did because that made a shitload of money and it made zombies cool and scary again for the first time.
Yeah, because I mean, pure rage though. I love that idea.
Yeah.
It's just
like they're not flesh eating. They're just more about like I'm just gonna pummel you to fucking death and rip you apart like
destroy you
like an animal, you know.
Yeah.
There's so many creepy scenes as well with the rats. The one scene with the rats that kind of freaked me out as well.
Yeah, they're
'cause I hate
running
rats.
from them.
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
it's
they're running from the
in
infected.
in that tunnel.
Yeah,
And
man.
that's a suspenseful scene too. They're changing that tire and shit. You're like, damn,
Mhm.
first time seeing that. Yeah, you're like,
Then you
damn,
get that
Suspense
quick
of
cut of
that,
the zombie or infected or whatever in the window with the bright like the red lights from the tail lights. Like you just get that close up of them. Like it's effective.
yeah,
They end up going to Manchester as well, which is kind of like, you got
Yeah.
Manchester morgue. and,
The
Make a
circle
quick
back,
stop off
right?
at the morgue. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
circle
guy who
back.
runs the army is it Major Henry West? That's such a strong character, man.
Yeah.
And then they do the whole thing with the two women. We got to keep the two women, obviously for sexual reasons or whatever. And
that's kinda
what makes it
crazy.
even
Yeah,
more
I
disturbing is
promised
the
them
girl's so
women.
young.
Yeah. When
Right.
he says, "Oh yeah, I promised them women," like it's just like okay,
You
this is
don't
not a
even have
safe
to
spot.
say,
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly. And she's about what, 14, isn't it? The girl.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Might be
Maybe
14,
it's that.
something like that.
12, 13.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's
It makes it
pretty
even
young.
more disturbing, man.
Yeah, definitely. But that one guy's a stand-up guy that he ain't with all that. He's on their side, but he's not
The
on
good
their
guy, the good guy, yeah.
Yeah.
But
He's the one that ends up getting executed before Jim sees the airplane or whatever.
right. But yeah, man. So this was I would say this was inspired by Night and Dawn and Resident Evil, right? Is what I,
can see
was
that,
reading. I was reading the video game Resident
Yeah.
Evil, not
Yeah.
of course, Resident Evil didn't come out until after this, right? But
No.
but there's also a book that I saw that the Day of the Triffids. Are you familiar with it?
Triffids. That's the UK, yeah.
Day of the Triffids, 1951, by John Wyndham.
That's apocalyptic.
They were
I
saying it
think,
was
as
a big
well.
inspiration for
Yeah.
Alex Garland. I don't know. But
Never seen it.
pretty interesting.
We'll write it.
So anyway, but yeah, man, I dig it, man. I've always liked it. It's been a long
Yeah, I was
time.
curious what you guys' thought was, because I know you guys are the experts in the Euro horror realm, more so than I. So I was curious to know what you guys' thoughts were on it, because some people, it's a little polarizing. I know some people that are just like, movies. I don't think Romero was a big fan of it when it came out.
Oh,
He was
really?
just like, yeah, I don't think he was
Probably didn't like
big
the
of a
running.
draw. Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I've heard. I think
I've heard
Savini
people
wasn't a big
about
fan
that.
of it. Yeah.
I think I look at it this way. I think you can have both. You know, you can have the slow, and you can have.
I don't give a shit if they're slow, fast, or skipping, hopping. I don't care, as long as the story's good, as long as the film is good. Like Train to Busan is a perfect example of a zombie film where they're fast that I think is brilliant. I love Train to Busan. But as long as the movie itself is effective and the story you're telling is compelling, like, I don't give a shit if they're fast or slow. I don't know. It's just a silly back and forth that people have for some reason.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't really see this as a Euro horror as well, to be honest. And it obviously is. It's kind of, I just seen it,
it
kind of
couldn't
looking
get
at another zombie film, but yeah.
It couldn't get distribution at first in America, is what I was reading a little bit about that.
But once it was so it was so well received overseas first, and then the U.S. was like, all right, we'll bring it over here, put it in some select theaters. Like, I remember when we saw it in the theater, we had to travel to the next state over, like in Tennessee. There was one theater that was playing it, and I had to go see it, so we traveled to go see it. But so it was in like select theaters and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it was hugely popular when it came out.
Massive in the UK. Everyone was talking about it.
Yeah, I first saw it. I rented it. Is the first time I seen it. I didn't see it in the theater, but I remember the day it dropped. I rented it like at, I don't know if y'all have them over there back then. Hollywood Video. You remember those?
Oh yeah.
We had a Hollywood. I had a membership and everything. So
I remember this coming out along the same time as Dog Soldiers, I think, because that's another UK, but it's a werewolf film. I remember watching the two together one night, maybe. Rented the two together.
That's actually not a bad double feature.
Yeah, they go hand in hand for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Dog Soldiers, was that filmed on digital too? If I remember correctly.
I'm not
sure.
It's
been a long time since I've seen that one.
I'm not a big fan of that one, to be honest.
A lot of people say
I need to go back to it. But
I find
to be fair,
it's more American people to say that. It's like the old American Werewolf in London Howling sort of discussion. I find a lot of you Americans prefer the Howling, which blows my mind, because even though I do
American
like
Werewolf.
That's rare. A lot of people do. Americans do.
I mean, Howling's number 2, of course, but
I'm a Ginger Snaps guy. So
okay.
My favorite werewolf movie of all time is Ginger Snaps. I love it.
I like that. I've only seen it once. I do like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me catch some of these chats right quick. Let's see. Russell says Brit film See No Evil with Mia Farrow is a classic.
That's an absolutely fantastic film.
Yeah, See No Evil is pretty solid. The Zombie King, Edward Furlong and Corey H. Phil Feldman, Corey Feldman. All right. Yeah, kind of feels like a Romero best of in one movie with many Boyle touches.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of
felt. That's a good way, yeah.
That's a good summary, yeah. Sure. Stucker's Dive, what do y'all think was the most deceiving VHS cover art? Like, it wasn't like the movie at all. Holy shit, man.
Yeah, that's a big question.
It's kind of hard being put on the spot.
I'm gonna start looking around.
Let me look around.
So there's one called Revenge of the Dead. I think Dead Pit used to use the old poster. And that's nothing like the fucking film.
I know there's a ton, dude. I can't. I'm having a mind blank right now, though. Shit.
Yeah, that'd be good to do a bit of research on.
We might have to do a stream on that.
That's a good stream idea. Hell.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because I could think of so many of those. You remember those slashers from the 80s that had just such great poster art and cover artwork, and then you watch the movie and it's like, what the fuck is this? This is not exact at all what I was expecting.
It was like clickbait before clickbait.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I mean, that's all you had to go on, wasn't it? Back when I was younger,
Yeah.
anyway, because I'm like 50 odd now. So you go into these video stores, and basically that cover would be selling the film to you. Doesn't
I
matter.
had a crazy gift though. I feel like I had a crazy gift. I could always tell which one was like a really shitty low budget, just by looking at the cover art.
Well, you're better than me then, man.
Yeah, I mean,
well, I kind of miss those days when you just go into the video store and you just pick something, and you would just pick it by either the cover or the description on the back, and it's shit you'd never heard because you didn't have the internet and stuff back in the day to hear everybody and their mother do a YouTube video talking about it. You just went off of it and you're just like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And that's how I discovered most of these weird ass movies that I like. It's just looking at the cover, and even if the cover didn't match, if the movie was good,
or word of mouth,
yeah.
Or, somebody, one of your friends seen the crazy shit. Hey man, you got to check this crazy shit out, man. Like,
the thing is with those as well, when you get 10 minutes in, you realize it's a piece of shit. You still watch it because you don't want to waste your money.
I rented this
exactly.
shit. I'm not wasting my money.
I'm gonna have it for the next 5 days, one way or the other. So I might as well.
And nowadays, you
I'm
just
gonna learn to like it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Now with streaming, it's like if you don't want like something after 10 minutes, you're just like, fuck it, it's not gonna cost me anything. I'm not gonna watch it, and you know, you never know.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep. I try to give something a solid all the way through, no matter what. I try. So
it's rare that I don't sit through a whole film, but
I'll give it a solid half hour. Like if there's no and it's not if it's too boring or slow or whatever. Like I'm good with slow. I don't give a fuck about that. But like if there's aspects to the movie that like in my mind I'm like, well, why did they do that? Like, oh man, like no, all right, Dirk, I think you'll appreciate this. Nothing takes me out of a movie quicker than a bad Southern accent. If I hear a bad Southern accent in a movie, I'm just like, oh God, here we go. Like it just completely takes me out of a movie. So
I'm trying to think of, there was a movie not too long ago. I saw that shit and I was just like, man, I call bullshit. It was a Louisiana guy too. I can't remember what the fuck it was. I was like, hold on, man. Nah.
You fucking... like if you know, like I'll tell you one that I saw recently that pissed me off, and I think I mentioned it in the chat on a Dead Pit stream. Me and Stuntman Mark were going back and forth. Was Kevin Bacon and Maxine?
That's what it was.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
I was watching. I was just like, this. He just sounds like Foghorn Leghorn or something. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like,
that's not a Cajun accent or Louisiana Southern accent. Yeah,
I don't know what the hell that was.
No,
but I was just like. Took me completely out of the movie. I was like, I can't take this seriously anymore. Like,
there's a bad one in Lindsay's Eaten Alive as well. They put on this Southern accent. Dirk probably knows what I'm on about.
I think so.
But that is a good film. That's kind of an exception, I think.
Yeah, man. But let's see, AKA Zetter.
That's the one, yeah. Revenge of the Dead.
Okay.
Yeah, I dig Zetter, man.
Could be a Vati.
Fucking weird. Have you seen that one?
I haven't, no. Zetter?
I've seen bits of it, but it's nothing like that cover.
Yeah.
It's just,
no. I dig it, though. It ain't like the cover, though. Yeah. You're right.
The cover makes it out to be a zombie film.
Yeah. But it's more like a, fuck you, what is it exactly? It's a mixed bag of shit, really. Phantasm, ghostly. I don't know, man. It's a weird.
It's all different, yeah.
It's been a while. I got it. It's been a while since I've seen it. Wild Wrangler says, bought Arrow's J-Horror Rising with 7 films and Hellraiser 1, 2, 3, and 4. Awesome.
Nice, man.
Okay. That's kind of a blind spot, the J-Horror, really, for me.
Yeah, I've never been huge on Japanese horror. There's a number of them that I like a lot, but I've never been super dedicated. Like Grande, I think that's kind of his thing. He can go on and on about a lot of that J-horror stuff. But
yeah. Let's see. Synth says, I have many relatives in Louisiana and have heard the accents a lot. Yeah. And it depends on where you're at. You know, like Southern Louisiana, it's going to be way different than where I'm at. I'm in Northern Louisiana. So,
well, it's like Kentucky too. I mean, I'm Western Kentucky.
Right.
And, Dead Pit, they're Eastern Kentucky. And it's like 2 separate parts of the world.
I was going to say you don't sound alike at all. It's like Dirk doesn't sound like Christian from Planet CHH.
Yeah.
Right. They're from Louisiana.
It's a lot of people from down south, like in New Orleans, they sound like almost like they're from New York in a way. Some of them,
Yeah, I can see that.
But it's then you go talking to a Cajun, And good luck, buddy.
But the thing is with me as well,
That's a whole other language, ain't it?
it's like a lot of people from America say to me, like, you saying
Yeah.
like an English person, which is kind of an insult because I'm Welsh. But
Mhm.
well, I don't.
Hey,
To
me
me, I
too.
don't sound nothing like a London accent or anything like that. But it's weird how some people they think you do. Mine
Yeah.
sounds. I think my accent's a little bit more common from like South Wales, but London is more kind of upper class and well, some of it anyway. You know, the way they talk. You know, like Prince fucking Philip and all that shit. Like
the royalty.
yeah. Like with
Get
a
that
plum in their mouth.
royal
Yeah.
slang there.
But yeah, man. So I guess
Did we rate it?
we haven't rated it. No.
I was gonna say yeah.
Was there anything else y'all wanted to mention on 28 Days Later? Like before we get off of it.
No, I mean that's about it. Like I said, I think in terms of like a Euro zombie film, I think it's one of the most like influential zombie films ever made, especially in this generation. And I just want to get you guys' thoughts on it because, like I said, it's my favorite non-Romero zombie film. It batters back and forth between another one that I almost thought about because it is technically a Euro horror film. It's Shaun of the Dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would kind of count too.
Right.
But between that, Shaun of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead, Fulci's Zombie, like those are kind of all up in the air at the same time. But in terms of me personally, in terms like growing up, like a film that had a direct impact on my taste in films, like 28 Days Later is by far right up there. So in terms of out of a 10, I got to give it a 10. It's a 10 out of 10 to me. So
All right.
Yeah. For me, it's probably a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't think it's one I'm going to go back regularly to watch, but I will throw it on every year or two, say a couple of years. I think, it completely entertained me from start to finish. So, and I wasn't expecting that. But I would say, yeah, it's definitely well over average as a zombie film.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say the same, man. And I got to probably give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only thing that hurts it for me is the way it was shot. I wish they would have shot it on film. Now, certain parts toward the end look different than the beginning. Am I wrong on that? Maybe because it's at night. I don't know, but it looks a little cleaned up in certain parts.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming at from there.
Like when the eyeball part, that looks cleaner than other parts of it. Maybe not, but I don't know. But and in the yard, when they're in the yard and all the land,
yeah,
that shit looks killer, man. When that motherfucking one zombie's coming and running and shit, and like, man, I dig it, man, a lot. But yeah, 8 out of 10 for me, for sure.
Cool.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on, man, and we have to.
Oh man, thanks for having me.
We'll have to get together and do some more stuff.
Yeah, man, I'll have to get you guys on. I'll get you guys on my channel soon. How about that?
Yeah, just say the word and we'll be there.
Yeah,
so let's do it. Let's do
Appreciate
it. Well,
everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Hit the like button, man. Like I said, sub up. If y'all dig this stuff. And,
I was going to say, ask Alpha if you got anything upcoming that you want to mention.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything planned at the time. I kind of go week to week, whatever the fuck I feel like talking about or doing. It just kind of hits me towards the end of the week. I'm like, oh man, I got to do a stream this weekend. What do I want to talk about today? But most recently, I just did a Halloween night stream. I did a watch along of Day of the Dead. There's a 35 millimeter open matte version of Day of the Dead that I'd never seen before on YouTube. The link to the movies in the description in the video.
Cool.
It's pretty fucking cool to see. I mean, you can see boom mics and all kinds. It's pretty wild. So I did a watch along of that on Halloween night. You can go check that out. And then before that, I had a guest on, a guy by the name of John Vulo, who's currently working with Image 10, and he's kind of discovering a lot of never before found zombies in Night of the Living Dead. Kind of finding out who they were, tracking them down, bringing them to conventions, and I mean he's a wealth of information. I mean he has so much knowledge and stuff that we did a stream the other night. It was about 4.5 hours long. Like it was just it was just nonstop, and I was just eating up every fucking second of it. So if you guys want to check that out, if you guys want to learn some shit about Night of the Living Dead in the early days of Leighton Image, check that out. John's a super cool guy.
Night of the Living Dead is my number one out of all zombie films. So like,
I would say Day of the Dead is probably.
Yeah,
but
I know, but
it's my favorite.
Night of the Living Dead, I saw it very fucking young.
I can't argue that though. I can't argue that.
And I watched that shit on repeat. Like I did. Yeah, I love everything about it.
Is that your second one of George Romero's? Is that second for you, Alpha? Night of the Living Dead?
Honestly,
I know Dawn's your favorite. Yeah.
Dawn is number one. Number two for me would be Martin. I'm a huge fan of Martin. I love what George does there, kind of taking the piss out of the vampire genre and just kind of saying like, oh yeah, all that magic stuff and all that's like bullshit. He brings it right into reality, sets it in this like dying town. The main character is just this completely alone kid who's fucked in the head by everything around him. Everybody hates him. Nobody wants anything to do with him. It's just I love that type of shit. So yeah, Martin would be number two. Night would probably be number three though.
Okay. But so Night would be your second favorite zombie film, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, man, this has been cool, man. It's been awesome.
I had a lot of fun.
These are three different, way different fucking zombie films, man. But,
we'll definitely do a part 2 and get you back, and we'll cover that one you mentioned earlier as well. So.
Oh yeah, let's do some Zombie 90. I think you guys will get a real big kick out of that one.
Okay.
I mean, either on your channel or this one,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody in the chat. Sorry, I didn't read everybody's comment, but hope y'all understand.
It's hard to do when you get trying to keep up with the comments when you got a nice panel like this when you're kind of going back and forth. I get it. It's hard to do.
Yeah, it is.
We're not used to as many viewers either. I don't think that's the thing.
Yeah,
it's hard to juggle. Like Dirk's got to juggle everything.
I'm gonna flip through a few of these things just to do it, just for the screw up, just for whatever, and then we'll get the hell out of here. So.
Not my man, please. Come on.
Bastard! It's I who repudiate you, and in the name of Satan I place a curse upon you.
Dirty priest! You wanted it!
All right, man. We're going to get up out of here. It's so random, but I appreciate everybody, man. I'll take
You have fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt.